Unfortunately, we're tracking a couple of crashes. We'll go ahead and take you up to the North County where we're tracking one just near the Carlsbad neighborhood, just south of it on the right shoulder, right before you hit Palomar Airport Road. It is early enough where it's not causing too much of a backup. And we're also tracking a crash a little closer to the City Heights area. And this is in the right shoulder out in Emerald Hills on the 94 West right before you hit Euclid. All right, let's go ahead and give you a live look outside. Things are fairly quiet this morning. This is coming in from downtown as you make your way towards the Mission Bay area on the 5 North passing Old Town Avenue. Things are rolling really smooth there. Right side of your screen is at southbound drive as you exit Escondido, headed towards the 163 connector eventually. And then this is what it looks like coming in and out of the Del Mar area. Right side is at drive headed towards Sorrento Valley. Travel time's in really good shape. We're tracking about 10 minutes right now to get you in from Oceanside as well as Escondido. About a 14-minute drive to get in from Escondido as you make your way westbound towards Oceanside. Average speeds pretty steady, anywhere between 65 to 70 miles per hour. And we hope it stays that way. Back to you guys. This could slow things down for you as you're making your way towards Euclid, coming in from Lemon Grove, headed towards that 805 transition ramp. About a 10 to 15-minute ride if you're traveling in from the North County headed south, and that's out of Oceanside, Escondido. As well as the 78. Nothing really to talk about coming in from the East County. We're tracking about a 3 to 7 minute ride on the 94, the 8, as well as the 52. And then here's what it looks like for those drives coming in from the South Bay, 10 to 15 minutes right now out of San Ysidro National City. Full span of the Coronado Bridge heading in from Barrio Logan and downtown to the city of Coronado under 5 minutes. Average speeds 45 miles per hour. 6:10 is the time. Let's go ahead and pull up those border wait times for you and see what we're tracking. Coming in from San Ysidro's port of entry will take you about an hour 50 or so, so almost 2 hours at this point, and then about an hour 15, so a little bit better coming in across from Otay Mesa this morning. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Always love to see you both on the traffic maps and when it comes to our travel times. About 10 to 15 right now on the 5, the 15, as well as the 78. Here's what we're looking at if you're headed westbound in from the East County. Also really nice drives headed in from Lemon Grove, the College neighborhood, as well as the 52. And then this is what it looks like coming in from San Ysidro, as well as Chula Vista headed northbound, or National City headed northbound towards the Mission Valley area, and then a 3-minute drive to get you in from Barrio Logan and downtown towards the city of Coronado under 5 minutes there. All right, 6:19 is the time. Coming up, what's being done, what we love to see for this time of day, and that's exactly what we're seeing pretty much across the entire region. We have a little bit of slowing now on the 805 that is usual for this hour. We are entering, again, the half of the 6 o'clock hour here, and things are starting to pick up coming in from the South Bay. Continue to keep your eyes out for this crash, blocking the right shoulder in Emerald Hills. That's on the 94 West. Right before you hit Euclid Federal, and that could slow things down as you make your way in from Lemon Grove this morning. We'll take a look at what your travel times have in store. That's coming up a little later. Back to you guys.
And like kind of breaking apart slowly out there.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's such a gorgeous day. It's funny how last week we're like rain, and then it's so beautiful out right now. It is cool though, as Evan's been mentioning. You may not need those seat warmers as you head out the door. Let's go ahead and take a look at your live cameras across the free stalled car, and it is blocking the left lane, which is the fast lane, right at Plaza Boulevard, slowing things down even south of Sweetwater Road, actually right before you get to the 54, so you can expect additional slowing. I would say opt for the 5 North as an alternate route, but that's also starting to see its fair share of backup at this hour. All right, good morning. Happy hump day to you. 7:02 is the time. We're going to start off in the North County where we're tracking a crash. This one just popped in on the CAD on the 15 South right at 9th, also known as Auto Parkway. So that might slow things down for you coming inbound from Escondido this morning. In fact, here's a live look at Valley Parkway on the 15th. We're looking at about a 16-minute ride. Average speeds overall about 49 miles per hour. And if you're traveling in from Encinitas down to the top of the Golden Triangle, about 30 minutes out last check. East County drives are as follows. Santee towards Tierra Santa will take about 10 minutes on the 52 West. College to the 805, the Mission Valley area, 3 minutes, so a very smooth ride there. And here's a quick look at South Bay travel time. San Ysidro up to the 94 will take you about 25 minutes, about a 15 to 16 minute ride heading in from National City towards Mission Bay. Back to you guys. Likely want to listen in. We'll go ahead and start off on the 5 South, right at La Costa. That's where we're tracking a crash, blocking the fast lane, slowing things down in from Carlsbad. And then we have this one causing slow and go in from Escondido. On the 15 in Escondido, passing Auto Parkway, eventually making your way towards Rancho Bernardo and Rancho Penasquitos. Travel times look like this. Encinitas down to the top of the Golden Triangle, about a 30-minute ride, 15 minutes full span from Escondido to the 163 freeway. Here are those East County travel times. Santee towards Tierra Santa, up the summit. Those speeds start to increase. You're looking at smooth sailing towards that 15 connector, but most of the slowing starts at the 125 stop and go up to Mast. And then not too bad coming in from the College neighborhood all the way towards Mission Valley. Will take you under 5 minutes with average speeds at about 64 miles per hour. We are starting to see a pretty slow drive coming in from the South Bay, about 20 to 25 on both the 5 and the 805. Netta shoulder, this is near Oceanside on the 78 East, right at El Camino Real. We have another one on the 5 South coming in from Carlsbad, slowing things down all the way to Poinsettia, and that crash is located on the 5 right at La Costa Avenue. And then we still have this one on the 15 right at Auto Parkway. CBSA.com is where you can find more traffic and weather alerts. We'll be back after this. Due to a crash right at La Costa Avenue. We do have a few crashes in the North County. We'll go ahead and start off on the 78. That's where we're tracking a crash on the right shoulder in Oceanside. And that's right at La Costa, or excuse me, El Camino Real, headed eastbound this morning. A little bit of a backup coming in from Carlsbad all the way down to La Costa. So the traffic starts at about Poinsettia Lane, stop and go all the way to La Costa, and those speeds start to increase. And then we're still tracking this crash right at Auto Parkway coming in from Escondido, and that has a right lane blocked. Hopefully they get that cleared though pretty quick here. Travel times, again, we're seeing slow and go drives, 25 to 30, both on the 5 and the 805. All right, if you've ever ridden the State Route 56 bike path in Carmel Valley, you know that flooding could be a pretty big issue. City leaders are now proposing a nearly $4 million fix, though. That wouldn't fix all of the flooding issues, and not everyone who lives. Today, we're still dealing with this troubled spot in the North County on the 5 South, right at La Costa Avenue, backing things up all the way to Poinsettia Lane. It's like right now we're smooth sailing all the way down as you make your way towards Carlsbad, but once you hit Carlsbad, that's where you'll start tapping the brakes. All right, CBS8.com is where you can find more traffic and weather alerts. We will be back after this. Don't go anywhere. From Carlsbad, you may want to listen in and leave time for travel at that. We're tracking this crash, blocking the left lane, also known as the fast lane in Carlsbad, on the 5 South right before you hit La Costa Avenue, and it's backing things up all the way to Poinsettia, so you could actually see all of that red there. As we take a look at the speeds, we are averaging about 20 to 22 miles per hour, and we're tapping the brakes for about 5 miles or so. It's not impacting the drive in from Oceanside. It's once you get closer to Carlsbad, that's where we start tapping the brakes pretty heavily. Travel times right now are building because of that crash right at La Costa Avenue. About a 30-minute ride coming in from Oceanside down to Encinitas. 20 minutes, meanwhile, on the opposite end, 15 South from Escondido down to the 163 split. About a 20-minute ride. Here's what it looks like coming in from the East County headed west. All red, average speeds about 30 miles per hour. Back to you guys. In fact, as we take a look at those speeds for you, we're down to about 15, 20 miles per hour or so, and we're tapping the brakes for over 5 miles. And now you're slow and go from about the 78 as you make your way down to La Costa. Let's go ahead and give you a live look. We're still not looking at anything slow from this point. This is Oceanside Boulevard, but it's once you get a little more south where you're tapping the brakes just after the 78. Here's what it is doing to your travel times. 25 minutes right now to get you inbound from Oceanside to Encinitas. It's not usually this slow, but again, because of that crash that has reportedly cleared, you can expect slowing to linger coming in from Oceanside down to Encinitas. 20 minutes meanwhile on the 15 South, so the 15 in pretty good shape. Here's what it looks like coming east, or westbound rather, out of East County, and then we're still pretty slow coming northbound in from the South Bay. Eric?
Coming up,
if you're leaving Oceanside, you may continue to encounter some congestion, all due to a crash. It has cleared, but unfortunately the slowing has not. And this is going to be right at La Costa Avenue, and it's slowing things down all the way to about the 78. Speeds are improving, but we're still down to about 20 miles per hour. We'll be back after this. The old Spay War building there. All right, I was hoping this camera would work. Southbound drive also coming in from Poway as you make your way down to Rancho Bernardo, Rancho Penasquitos. Oh, look at that. All my cameras are working. And this is the 5 in both directions. Things are pretty slow and go as you make your way either to or from the Del Mar area, passing the fairgrounds. All right, let's go ahead and stay in that area because we are tracking a crash on the right shoulder in Rancho Penasquitos on the 56 West before you get to Camino del Sur. It's slowing things all the way back to about Black Mountain Road. And then we still have this activity here. An earlier crash causing quite the backup from Carlsbad as you make your way down to Encinitas. In fact, right now from Oceanside to Encinitas, we're still looking at a crawl, speeds down to about 30 miles per hour, and the overall travel time nearly 30 minutes. About a 20-minute drive coming in from Escondido down to the 163 merge, and then 20 full span of the 78. Here's what it looks like if you're traveling in from the East County headed west, anywhere between 5 to about 10 on the 94 and the 8, nearly 15 coming in from Santee. Netta?
Thank you very much.